Boom.
1:30 already. It's morning.
Yes. And what a lovely morning. Good morning.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Great to stay up late. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning roast. And I am your roast host, Mr. Kino Subway, but you can call me Chris. And with me today is, of course, my Canadian cohort, Mr. Sim.
Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning roast.
And today with us is our very special guest, Mr. Smiling Bandito.
Hail and well met. It's great to be here, guys.
Oh, it's great to have you on.
Yeah.
And this is actually pretty interesting because I actually didn't know you had a campaign coming up until pretty much till I contacted you about coming on.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been pushing it super hard. I had a campaign. This is an old book that I was trying to get made back in like 2016, and I was in the process of getting everything ready. I had everything in place, and I got the campaign going. And I got about a weekend and got into a car accident. Someone had rear-ended me, and I realized I wasn't able to do a lot of the stuff that I was planning to do. I was dealing with the insurance, and I realized that as soon as I was out of the picture, the whole thing was going to fall apart. So I was had to reassess everything and looked at the campaign and realized I was kind of building the plane while it was in the air. And I was just like, you know what? It's better if I just take this down, and we'll take another swing at it in the future. And fast forward 5 years, here we are in the future. And we're taking another swing at it. So,
Alrighty.
but yeah, so I haven't been pushing it super hard because I wanted to make sure that everything was in place, that I'm not building the plane while it's in the air.
And it's not out of nowhere because he's been mentioning it on another stream. I've been on the stream where he did mention it.
I do talk
yeah.
about it. I just don't push it. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's how bad I am for keeping up with streams, I guess.
yeah, that's okay.
That's why I'm here.
I don't know if you want to put the sign-up sheet up first, or if you want to go through some of this production art, or what you would like to do. But
I was gonna say. So what's the story about?
well, I'm not trying to give a lot of details on the story, but I do give a lot of information on the history of what the story is taking place in. And what we have is a guy who's struggling with his past. He has tried to find a way to be around the people that he's connected with humanity, because in his past, he struggled with that, and he made a lot of choices and led a lot of people into a position where humanity was very questionable. And Black as Hell is a story about someone trying to figure out how to hold on to that, how to hold on to his humanity while he's dealing with his past.
Okay. And are we dealing just with a psychological type of thriller type of story, or supernatural type of stuff?
A little bit of both. It's not super lots of flash and dash, wizardy magic kind of stuff, but there is a bit of a supernatural element to it. And just on the sign up page there, as you're scrolling down, what we have is I have a buddy of mine, a friend, Dario Carrasco Jr., who we've been talking about doing this project together for a really long time. He's super busy because he's currently looking after Martina's comic right now. But he is still going to do the covers for me, and if he finishes that up relatively soon, we might be able to bring him back on this project. Otherwise, I might get James Dean to do the artwork. So that'll be good. And then everyone who signs up, I'm also doing a side story called Legacy. It's a 16-page book that everyone will get for free, actually, with the campaign.
James Dean Anderson, the what was his
Word Nerd was
Word Nerd. Okay.
not Word Nerd. Sorry, Nerd is the word he used to go by.
Oh, okay. It's not the one I'm thinking of then. All right, gotcha.
No, the other one.
The other one, yeah. The other one, I guess, that you're thinking of, or is it Dean James? Maybe I got his name backwards.
Dean James Anderson, and then you have
James Dean. Yeah.
James Dean. Yeah.
Now I got confused.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I was thinking of the guy who did what was it? The book called Conflict, Claws Out.
Yeah, that's not the one he's talking about.
Okay. It's not who I'm thinking of then.
Nope. He's talking about the newer one.
Which one?
James Dean or something like that.
I don't know. I'll figure out who he is eventually.
Dude, there's so many people in CG, dude. That it's like, how many Michael do we have?
At least one hanging out right now. So
we got. I got a message from Soul Sim in email. He said where the chat usually is, I currently see the YouTube something went wrong.
I actually just refreshed it, so because I was having the exact same problem. So anybody who is currently having a problem seeing the chat, just refresh it, and it should. There we go. I see Soul Iron in the chat.
There he goes. He says, "Hi guys, had technical difficulties. Should I still?" Yes, of course. Always post your intro, Soul. It would be weird if you didn't. We got Chris Oak in here. Greetings.
Great to see you.
That's a talented artist there.
Oh my goodness, the stuff that he's been putting up lately is absolutely.
I always like seeing when he posts something on the timeline there on Twitter's.
Yeah, on the Twitters.
Yep. Bristolian Dave says, "All right, me babbers." Thank you, Dave, for
great to see CG UK representing.
Yep.
And Mr. Feed says, "Hail, Bandito."
Cheers, David. We were on the opposite side of an argument on Twitter a little while ago, but as gentlemen do, we parted ways amicably.
As long as it's a respectful, argument. Of course, it matters.
What? There's still people that believes in let's agree to disagree, dude.
Yeah. Right. It's true.
It still happens. It's not a myth.
Yeah.
Mr. Phil's with us. He says, "What's up?"
Great to see you, Phil.
And he says, "Wait, Bandito's doing a Mandalorian book? This isn't the Ace."
Everyone has their version, man. Don't you know? Mandalorians are hot right now. It's hot.
It's the end thing.
No, this is so Dario. Actually, he's an artist from the 90s who worked for worked for Dark Horse Comics, and he was a fill-in artist for Marvel. He worked on Alpha Flight and Nova, and he did his own series, North Star, for Marvel, and then for Dark Horse, he actually did all the Star Wars comics. So he did, I think, like 3 series or 4 series of Tales of the Jedi. Hence the reason I put the Mandalorian or the Boba Fett up there, is because he draws that stuff in his sleep now. Like, he's been doing Star Wars for so long. So, and then the other artist on this other book that everyone will be getting who signs up and backs the campaign is Doodlebags.
Sweet.
Yeah, and so he's going to be coming over and doing a 16-page book that he's currently working on. I might get into that later on if we get to it. So
that's pretty. You've got some pretty big talented folks here.
Yeah, and Camel Moon is going to be doing the colors on the cover, and I got Xevious doing the logos. So
Xevious does a great team.
Oh yeah. And I mean, you always got to do that. I've always had a really good team. This artwork, the girl in the background, her name is Kira.
Here, I'll bring up this one here.
Yeah, she. This is from another friend of mine named Elisa. She did a lot of the pre-production work for me, and really got into the mindset of the type of production that I was going to be doing. So I've held on to it and I show it off, and I'll probably be putting it in the back of the book and that kind of stuff. So yeah. All right. So
intestines.
yeah. This book has a lot of recovering cannibals. Actually, it has one recovering cannibals and many who are quite happy, I guess, to be cannibals. So, yeah. But the story isn't about her. It's actually about this guy here. And I suppose it's about both of them. As much as it's about cannibalism, it's also a love story. There is... yeah, as love is. So, but
like
they didn't
say love hurts.
Yeah. They didn't always start this way. I mean, this is where we end up meeting them in the book. But they started, just as a couple of kids. That, used to be in love and came from simpler times.
From what I've seen, like she seems to change, right? From that little cover that we saw. So it's based a bit like on the Wendigo thing.
Well, there's something to be said for that. What we have is, both of them kind of come from the same town, and they, just being kids from school, and her working in the diner, and of course him hanging out just to hang out with her. But their town has a darker side to it. What they describe it as is a town where fathers know only how to hate and mothers know only how to cry. And because it's the whole town that's like this, they end up running away in a very Peter Pan and Wendy-esque sort of way. They try to find a new place to be able to just be kids and to just do what they have to do, or just to be able to not have to live under such a dark and menacing, town life.
Mm-hmm.
And and I mean, I said this to you guys before. This is my first time actually being on a show to pitch it. So you do get to have all my mistakes, and be sure to clip all those and drag them out later on down the road. And so what we have is, of course, these kids that are kind of growing up. They're just exiting their teen years, and but they don't really ever want to go back, right? Mm-hmm. But sometimes you don't have those choices, and the town comes looking for them. The adults would want to come looking for them, saying, no, this is where you're supposed to be. And sometimes kids end up making some really difficult decisions. Mm-hmm. And there's consequences for that. You're now in a position where you can't go back. And so you go further away from the problems that are being created. And if you can find yourself a place where society doesn't seem to be, you got it made. And if you can live that way for long enough, you grow up, you become lost boys. But the world is always going to be out there, and there's never a time where you can be anywhere where another person isn't going to be. And then you have to make choices as to how you protect that. And when you grew up out in the wilderness, you don't have your parents to give you wisdom. So you seek older wisdom, ancient wisdom. And sorry, I'm just dealing with a cat here. You get ancient wisdom.
That cat ruined my big speech.
And sometimes these old ways aren't necessarily the best. They protect you for a time, but even then, our main character realizes that they've made some mistakes. He knows he can't stay, and so he leaves. And he tries to find out if he can even go back. If there's a way for his old life to either accept him or help him get these kids, out of what they've become. But of course, they don't want him. And at one time, when he was too weak in order to fight back, that was not the case. And so we have now our main character in a position where his old life will not take him back. His new life isn't one he wants to be in. So he has to find a way to reconnect with humanity. And that's where we catch up with our main character.
Is that the sample of the color that's going to be in by, what you said,
No.
Camel Moon?
No. This is 2016, just me playing with some of the artwork and trying to see what kind of colors might go into it. But no, I'll have someone else doing the color.
Dude, it looks good.
So yeah, it's not too bad. I don't know.
Okay, in general, the book, the art.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, so this is Dario's art. He did these pages for me. He wrote up this little flashback scene for me. And yeah, so we catch up to our main characters now. He's a detective in the big city, and he's got his partner. This is just going to be some sample artwork. He's got his partner Jones, and this is one of his ties to humanity. You know, partners kind of complicate things. She's new to the job, but you know, he's finding that there's ways for him to still be human. And then, but of course, when the past catches up, you know, is she going to be the right one to stand with him in order to deal with this? And so, yeah, that's Black as Hell.
Ooh, I like it.
And so Black as Hell is actually going to be 3 books. This first campaign is 48 pages. And what we have is each book is going to be named something differently, because Black as Hell actually comes from an old Turkish proverb: coffee should be black as hell, strong as death, and sweet as love. And so book 1 is Black as Hell, book 2 is Strong as Death, and book 3 is Sweet as Love. I told you this is a love story. And so you know, we are it's funny because I actually made that title. I decided all this way back in the day when coffee, you know, sitting around in coffee shops wasn't such a horrible thing for comics. But of course now it's been demonized, and so I got to make it cool again.
I like that. You brought it. Let's see, black as hell, coffee. See, you brought it back to the morning roast.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. We have the same mission. You're making sitting around having coffee cool again as well.
Did you see Pale Rider's comment? It goes, dude, I thought you finally blocked me.
What? Pale Rider's here. Gosh dang it.
Yeah,
Where
he
is
came
he?
in. He
I
came in
gotta-
after. They all came in after. Yeah, he came in after we said the about the problem with the chat.
Yeah. all
But
right.
since we were
You
talking,
can
was
time
waiting
out.
for the main flow to be stopped to bring it back, to bring it up to your attention.
All right, we got Yodam here. He says, "Hail, hail, hail, Yodam."
Great to have you here.
Souls brought his intro in. He says, "Welcome to the morning roast, where I see a red door and I want it painted black. How black, you ask? Black as hell. Also blacker than all the fruity coffees Kino's drinking."
Yep.
Good morning, Soul.
Soul
Good
Ion.
morning.
Always good to see that guy. Always good.
That's right. He is our chat host.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Without him, the show would be nothing. And of course, we got Pale Rider here for now until I put him in timeout. He says, "I thought you finally blocked me." Let's see here.
I saw David Feed's comment there. Thank you very much. I always make sure I have the best artists on this stuff. Always, always, always.
David saying a cannibal love story sounds awesome. Eat me as a new meaning.
Or does it?
Let's see here. Look like fine cuisine. Graveyard or devore. Let's see here.
A lot of people are saying the art looks amazing.
Yeah, I've always known some really great artists, and of course, Dario is a veteran. I mean, he got into the business same time as Art did, Art Bear, and they never. Because I asked him if he knew Art, and he's like, "I've always known of him, but we always moved in different circles. He was in a Dark Horse when Art was at Marvel, and then he went over to Marvel, and Art went over to somewhere else. I can't remember where his second home was. But yeah, and he's just like, he knew of him, but never worked with him or anything like that. So, but yeah, Dario actually knows most of the same people whenever they're talking about that stuff. He's like, oh yeah, I know that guy and that guy. So
maybe he could go on Art's show sometime.
Yeah, possibly. It'd be interesting. He's a really nice guy. And sometimes I think he might be a little too fragile for Comicsgate, but I hope to bring him over. And of course, he's doing Martina's book. So I mean, like he is Comicsgate, and he definitely believes in quality. And some of the stuff that he's done, like he loves sexy women, and he loves that old school '90s comic book style, right? So, but he's never had to deal with any of the politics or anything that we joined together in order to, create a blockade against, right? So, but yeah. So, I mean, the other thing I can let you guys in on, little secret, little bit of a, I don't know, not quite an exclusive, but almost an exclusive, is we got this character who's going to be in Legacy. I'm not giving out a lot of details, but she's someone that definitely finds herself in a position where she needs extraordinary power. She ends up achieving that, gaining that, but it's at a significant cost. And it exists in the same world as Black as Hell. It is a side story. And it actually is going to be setting up a significant amount of, if this does well, it's going to set up a significant amount of story going forward. So this is going to be drawn by Doodlebags. I'm just finishing up the script for him. I'm a little bit late on that for the guy, but hopefully, he's able to still squeeze it in with the schedule he's doing for Vestige, because he's on Vestige 3 now. So, yeah.
So there's good. Oh, okay, so there is going to be kind of like a supernatural or just superpower.
There is
individuals
for Black as Hell. For Black as Hell, it's not going to dive too much into that because it's meant to be about the characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking around, and what I was realizing is, people are really asking for superhero books. And I was just like, I have this other story that I'm wanting to do. I wasn't going to do it till, I don't know, probably like a year, 2 years from now. And but because I heard people asking for it, and I saw things like the Ace coming out, and I saw how people are like, yeah, this is what, really looks good. I was just like, you know what? Now might be the time. But I don't have mutants in my books. So the powers do come from a bit of a supernatural background.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite with all this. I've been kind of like, really enjoying seeing all the like different stuff that's been coming out that's so different from like stuff you would normally get from like say Marvel or DC. It's been really nice.
Yeah,
to see all that.
It's one of the comments that I've been seeing around, people having the conversation on Twitter and stuff like that. Many people were saying that, yeah, I started in going, that's all I wanted, but then discovering other type of stuff, and now I'm kind of enjoying everything.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but yeah, we do need like all ages and a bit more superheroes, because it is a bit lacking.
Yeah, and I mean, what are we hanging around with people in Comicsgate for, if not to give them what they're asking for? I mean, if they say, hey, this is the kind of entertainment I want, I mean, yes, I have this vision for this grand story and all that kind of stuff. And Black as Hell is a project that is a passion project for me. But I'm not just here to cash in on my passion project. I also want to be able to give people what they're looking for and what they want. So that's why this is actually a free, if you sign up for the campaign, or if you sign up on the email list, that's why it's a free giveaway for everybody who signs up for that. It's like, this is my way of saying to Comicsgate,
who sign up and back the book.
Sign up and back the book. We'll be giving out the 16-page thing that people seem to want to have. So yeah,
I keep seeing this, and I keep thinking of what was the dog Disney movie where they're eating
What
the
kind of Disney are
Rock
you
and
watching
Ruler?
that this reminds you of
Is
that?
What is it?
We're watching different Disney shows that this reminds you of Disney.
Oh, it reminded me of Rock and Ruler. Is that it? The old animated movie? Is that it? Rock and Ruler? Rock and Roller?
Is it the one that Celestri had helped do the
I think so,
animation?
yeah.
Phil Silvestri?
I think, no.
John Celestri.
Oh, John Silvestri.
Celestri. I
Yeah,
think so. Not,
Silvestri. Oh, okay.
It's like Rock and Roll or something like that.
yeah, Rock and Roll, something like that, yeah.
No, I'm thinking, what's the Disney movie called with the girl dog and the boy dog, and they're eating that like spaghetti, and they start eating the thing together. And comes, yeah.
Yeah.
You said it was a love story, and I keep thinking like she's a cannibal. And she's gonna start eating on that intestine. They're gonna be in the middle.
Oh my goodness. I need to write another scene. No, yeah, it is a love story, and I mean there is maybe there is even a little bit of that aspect, because I mean this is an old flame of his, right? And it's you know, it's been years since he's seen her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's he has a whole nother life. You know, it's not exactly, you know, like the cave from back home.
Yeah.
So yeah, you never know.
So-
it could be
so-
they're now they're on opposite sides of the track and they're meeting up.
Oh. So like he's kind of left that life, and she's still in it.
Very much so. Yeah.
Okay, so this could, in a way, be kind of similar to, like, say, someone who used to be heavy into, like, say, drugs, and then got out of it, and then.
What kind of Disney are you watching? That these are the stories that you're going to.
I don't know. I think that he was watching all type of cartoons back then, and he missed that even Basky for him was Disney. I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about a Disney movie with that. I'm
Like,
just
you know,
thinking-
Fritz the Cat was not Disney, right?
No, I'm just thinking like it could be kind of similar to someone who was like heavy into like like an addiction, like drugs and stuff, and then they get out of that life and out of that whole
Sure,
thing.
like a young couple where they
And
grow
then
up.
he
they
kind of
get
meets,
divorced 'cause-
yeah, kind of sees them like down the road, like he's kind of moved on and got his life together, and then he goes back and sees a person from when he was still in that life, and they're still in it, and how far down the road they've gone.
The choices that led to them being where they are, he carries the weight of that. And so even though he was able to get out of it, there is a guilt and shame that he carries, because he knows as much as he, you know, saved them from that town that they were in, he also led them into what they are now. So there is definitely a heavy price that was paid for him to leave, and something that he can't escape. His past is literally black as hell.
Mm. Soul says Doodle Bags draws them hot.
Don't he though? Oh my goodness. I just want to hire that guy just to draw pinups. That's all I want. I just like, okay, now draw this one, and now draw this one.
Soul saying, is Chris secretly listening to K-pop, or is he just in a good mood? Ooh, K-pop. What do you think I am? God, Soul.
The chat is always right.
Well, maybe when it's not Soul.
No, but you can read maybe the Pell Rider comment there.
Called again. What is the French title? I don't know what he's talking about there.
Rock and Roll.
David Pete says last time he saw her, she was eating his guts. No biggie.
No biggie. What's a few intestines between, old lovers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor Ryder says, Chris, you don't have to worry about me much today. I'm washing out a ton of paintbrushes. Not even going to say anything about you wearing a red dress and picking up guys in the supermarket. Gosh dang it, Taylor Ryder. Get.
Why are you picking up guys in the supermarket?
Don't listen to him.
Then Soul replied, Pell Rider, you'll need a lot of thinner for that to wash out all that red.
All that red.
No, he was
Is
he
this-
was painting Shadow of the Kraken.
Have I like struck on the foundation of the red dress tiers? Is this where it all started?
Yep.
We don't talk about that in this
Pale
show.
Rider is the reason of all of this.
Pale Rider.
That's why the comment. I thought you finally blocked me.
Keep it up, Pale Rider. You're gonna, I don't know, something's gonna happen.
There was even a
Or
show
it's
where
come out.
I'm like, we closed the show and I put the song "Lady in Red."
Great to see Miriam in the chat.
Yep.
Had
Hey,
some fantastic
Katie.
conversations with her.
It
She's
says, "Hail peeps in chat. Would you look at that? My favorite roasting pieces all together." in one place."
oh no, oh no.
Yes, Miriam put a red dress here on her campaign.
Yeah,
Yep.
I saw that.
Oh Lord.
And hail, Mark. Great to see you in the chat.
Oh, hey, Mark's here.
Yeah.
Go check out
my.
Great Robbers at the same time in Bonds.
So yeah, like I'm super excited about where we're at with this project now. I mean, I'm gearing up so that everything is going to be ready to go before the campaign. My hope is that during the campaign, I'm able to show each project being done, both Legacy and the other title, the free title for signing up for the email and back in the campaign is called Legacy. So for both Legacy and Black as Hell, I hope to have everything ready to go. And as we're going through the campaign, it's just me talking about, okay, this is the printer now, and this is, and you know, any other extra tiers or whatever, any extra artwork that's being done, like that's what I'm unveiling, as opposed to saying we're 90% done the book or something like that. So the idea being that as a first-time creator, as a first-time bringing something like this to the audience, to Comicsgate, I can say, hey, the book is done. We're just finding out how many people want it. So
Yeah, that's going to certainly be a nice plus for your first time to have everything good to go, and it'll be people won't have to
yeah.
wait and all.
Well, it's not like with Sim. I mean, he's had a number of projects that he's done now, and I mean, he's now become super ambitious with the stuff that he has rolling out, but people can count on his projects shipping out. They can count on those projects coming with the specific quality that he's shown.
Nice.
Yeah. And so until I get there, until I'm in that same position, I will, make sure that everything is ready to go beforehand, so that people can say, hey, you know what? We're back in the project. The project speaks for itself. I don't have to work as hard to say, come on, guys, trust that the project is going to finish for you. I don't want to be that guy. So,
Yeah.
okay. So, I see Soul Ion. Great question. Will there be a Chris in a red dress perk in Black as Hell? I'm guessing that Chris sees all those kinds of perks as being Black as Hell.
Hovering over this banned from studio button.
So I don't know. We'll have to talk about it. We'll have to see what the fans want. You got to give the fans what the fans want.
We came very close to having a show very short.
Maybe Kino Subway in a red dress and Sim in a black dress, and we'll see how that goes. It's got to be better than Sim shirtless on a stream. So
Nope, don't like that one bit. Oh my! What was that? Gosh dang it! You guys said about that red dress. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Gosh dang it! I actually had something. Oh man!
Sounds like that's all you have on your mind. It's just, how can I get as many tiers as possible of me in a red dress on everyone's campaign.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
Well, is there going to be a drawn in tier?
I've thought about that. Those are problematic, especially with Comicsgate being as fractious as it is. And I don't want to make it where I'm in the same position as Cecil or something. You know, you never know when something is going to go south. And
Yeah, and
as much as I want to include certain people, I don't want to.
can I add some? I just want to add a little something to it because you point out a little something. It's a problem that a lot of people have been having. Also, it's like trying to keep those be in the book like to a minimum.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you might have trouble, like there's reaching, getting a reach to those people to be in it. There's a lot of creators that have been having trouble to get an answer back from the backers to be in there.
Yeah.
So please keep that in mind. Do not go too crazy with having a lot of be in the book tier.
Also, this is my first campaign with Comicsgate. I want to keep it simple. There isn't going to be any multiple covers, but I'm doing something fantastic. I got an amazing plan for the covers for these books, but there isn't going to be multiple covers. I'm not going to be doing that kind of stuff, but I am going to be bringing in a lot of artwork. I got Nerium. She's going to be doing a piece. Do you guys remember the old Conan the Barbarian, or like Savage Sword of Conan, and where in the back of the book, or sometimes like between stories, they would have like 4 or 5 pieces of artwork from like, these amazing artists, and it's just like amazing artwork. It has nothing to do with any of the stories. It's just the Conan lopping off heads of goblins in a cave, or saving a girl from some demon riders or something like that, right? And there's just these amazing pieces of artwork where it's almost like a commercial break as you step between stories. I remember just this magic from seeing these artists showing me what their vision of Conan was, and I want to be able to give that. Like, that's what comics are supposed to be. It's supposed to be immersing you into this world, right? And the idea of being able to experience something that expands on the lore all just in one image, I think is an amazing thing to do. And so this isn't just like hero poses where the guy's just going to be standing there. This is specifically to be just to show the breadth and depth of the story. And so I'm going to be bringing as many artists as I can get. I'm just going to, keep filling up the book with whoever wants to do artwork for me. So the I'm not going to be doing multiple covers, but I will be asking artists to do different pieces for me so that we can have something special in this book as well. So, and I got something really cool that I'm doing with the covers. So, but not until closer to production. We'll talk about that. So,
yeah. So it does sound like you're gonna try to keep this one kind of simple.
Simple for the audience. Like for me, it's a lot of work. It's there's a lot of moving parts, especially when I'm actually putting out 2 books and trying to collaborate with a lot of artists. Right, lots of moving parts, but simple for the audience just to be able to say, if this is something cool, I want to get behind it. So, yeah. And like I said, sorry, Nerium, Katie in the chat, she is one of the artists. So we're going to have a piece from her.
We all love Katie here.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't love Katie? Not real people. Anyone who doesn't love Katie, I don't think they're real people.
Katie's great.
Let's see. Your soul says people can count on being bothered about Blood Hunt by Sim constantly, relentlessly, until the end of time.
Almost don't talk about it.
Pale Rider's asking Katie how many barbecue ribs is she going to eat, and is she going to be wearing a sleeveless shirt? Apparently, I've missed a stream.
Yeah, she's gonna go full alpha on screen.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm
is
just
that a
saying.
stretch goal?
I think that's what he's trying to provoke, though.
Yeah,
Apparently. It's not about drawn in tears. Chris in a red dress needs to become the new. No, it doesn't. Nobody wants to see that.
oh,
Sam. That would
oh,
be
dude,
awful.
Oh,
No.
dude,
Ion.
I might be talking to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
No, that would be a terrible 6 a.m. sticker.
Whoever
Nobody would want that as a stretch goal. So terrible idea.
Yeah. We just got to get some traction.
Terrible idea. Terrible.
Nobody would want that.
Yep.
A terribly perfect idea.
Yep.
I don't think anyone would like that.
Should probably never be done.
Okay,
Yeah.
Let's see. Anyone can submit art. No. Moving on. Love, follow Katie. There we go. Yes. Follow Katie. Yep.
Hold on one second. I'll be just a quick minute.
Alrighty. Yeah, I am liking the way this looks.
I know you keep being locked on. You're going.
I don't know. It seems to be working out. Seems to be working out. Everything seems to be fine. Yeah.
So, is somebody gonna ask where our organs are?
Well, you should see where they are.
Where are her organs?
Well, somebody's.
Yeah, I remember back in 2016, I got a lot of those comments. Comicsgate back then, actually, because I started this in 2015. Nobody knew what Comicsgate was in my circle, and nobody knew what SJWs were. Like, it was just a brand new thing. It was just kind of starting up, getting hold. And I actually had a colorist who was a little bit mouthy and got in deep arguing with people directly around your boy Zach. And she went full SJW, and she's like, "Oh, they're gonna murder me," and she kept trying to get me to change the title of my book because it was being called Black as Hell. And she's just like, "You can't call it that, can't call it that, can't call it that." I'm just like,
Why not?
no, that's the title of it. If you don't want to be on the project, just let me know. And she kept trying to drag me into this side. Like, I didn't know what Comicsgate was, right? I saw a few of the comments that people had sent towards her, and they were definitely out of line. But she ended up getting security for the Comic-Con that we had to escort her to and from her table because she was like, they're going to like chop my head off. It's just like,
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, some of the comments she had were out of line. Anyway, I'm kind of glad that the campaign didn't go through back then, because then she would have been the one coloring my project. And that would have been, I don't know. I would have always looked at that as being a blight on my...
Yeah, that could have been a lot of problems.
Yeah. And because she wasn't 100% behind the project, once she started reading the pages and that kind of stuff too, she kept trying to give some creative input. Because, I mean, we got an obviously crazy white girl and, a dude bro that is trying to deal with, the craziness of this ex-girlfriend. And, she, was thinking that I was incredibly misogynist. But, I mean, it's a love story. It's not a hate story. It's a love story.
Yeah.
It might be a hat story. Let's see here. Yeah, so it can also be a hat story, but it's definitely not a hate story.
Yeah. Good old love story.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's interesting how. Soul Ion asks, SmilingBandito, you worked with Anita Sarkeesian. No, but I wouldn't doubt if she's now a little bit connected. to her. So, but
Maybe she's one of those people who didn't get paid by her.
she would have been. She was well paid by me just for the couple pages I had her do, but I don't know. That's neither here nor there. So,
Good job. You have offended Mr. Feed.
oh,
There you go, black as hell. That's offensive for the morally
is.
challenged.
black as hell. You know what's funny? The hashtag black as hell is actually already taken because, like, when black people, when they have a friend or a buddy or something, or when they themselves are like walking through the dark and all you see is, because the shadows are so dark, all you end up seeing is like something reflective on their jacket or something like that, right? They used to post the picture, and be like, "Here's my buddy," hashtag black as hell, and because you couldn't see the guy, right? And but I noticed that the hashtag isn't used at all anymore. So it's going to be interesting if we ever get black as hell trending, what some of the fallout might be from that.
That could be interesting.
It could be interesting. Could be fun.
Chris Oak has been hitting the hard stuff.
Oh,
We might get some interesting comments.
I've been drinking goon.
So it says it's a fedora.
It's a fedora.
And he
Yes.
says it sure sounds better than Black AF.
Black as fuck. Oh, sorry, man. I don't know. Do you swear on your show? Are we good?
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay.
Pale Rider
course,
goes
Tim's
speaking.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, speaking of love story, whatever happened to the guy from Supermarket, Chris?
I've never
Ooh.
got to the
Ooh.
supermarket. I don't know what you're talking about, Ron.
All right. You're going to have to hold down the show without me for a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, all good. Bandy, I already have that pages. What?
I don't know.
I don't know what she's talking about. Who knows? Oh my. I didn't know this was going to be a love story involving cannibals.
And there's passion somewhere.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be.
Recovering cannibals.
Yeah,
God.
recovering. Get it right.
And it's not cannibalism if it's work. So,
It's work.
yeah, you never know.
How does it work?
You're going to have to read the story to find
You'll have
out.
to read the book to find out.
It's like oh, what was that book called? Chew.
Yep.
Yeah, Chew. I had a couple volumes of that book.
Never read it.
Yeah, I had a couple volumes of it where he bites off people and he can see like their memories
Oh,
and stuff. So he's like a detective.
so like he eats a piece of them and he can see how they died.
Like some of their like last moments,
Yeah.
or some of their memories and stuff.
It's interesting. He actually does have some abilities. There, like I said, there's a little bit of a mystical aspect going on here, and he does have some interesting abilities. Not quite like that though. But
Okay. Oh, we got Benjamin Phelps. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello.
hail, Benjamin.
Welcome to the show.
Yep, we are Mr. Benjamin. We are here talking to SmilingBandito about his upcoming project, Black as Hell. He has a mailing list. Soul's been kind enough to keep posting links in the chat. If you
Thank you very much, Soul.
And, if you join it and confirm it and back the project, you will get a free 16-page, you said? Isn't it?
Yeah, 16-page book.
Digital comic.
Yep.
Digital comic.
Yeah,
No, full physical.
Oh, full physical. There you go.
Yeah.
Even better.
Oh, even better.
Everyone's getting a physical 16-page book with if they sign up and then back the campaign.
Yep, and yeah,
With
definitely.
Doodlebags art.
Yeah, so definitely sign up for that because that's Doodlebags art even.
Yeah. With this character here.
Oh yes. Sorry, Miriam. Sorry.
What?
She's fussing at me. Said that picture I'm supposed to draw for his project. Chris, wake up finally. I'm trying. I've drank 2 cups. Oh shit! I just spilled coffee all over me.
There is such thing as too much coffee.
Not today. There ain't. I am dragging.
Any coffee on the floor is too much coffee on the floor.
Then usually that's when you're like, okay, I need to switch.
I hope I didn't get any on my magic cards. Oh, well. Where is it? Nope. Skipping. Moving on.
It feels like Supernatural Cannibal and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. It's like Silence Hill 9 we never had.
Ooh, yeah. Man, Silent Hill 2, such a good game. Silent Hill 1 was good too, but like Silent Hill 2 is just what a brain melting experience that was.
Gosh, I haven't got to play those games in ages.
Yeah. I remember when that stuff first started showing up, and we never had anything like that. And I remember playing Resident Evil, the first one. And of course, like the original intro for Resident Evil was a cheesy, like B-movie horror. Like it was an actual movie. And I remember watching it and not realizing that it was going to be that kind of a game, and thinking, I don't know if I'm old enough to play this. And because it was super, super creepy. And I mean, like the dialogue and everything in the game was cheesy enough that it wasn't too bad. But when Silent Hill came out, oh my goodness, that was like, you play it from under the blanket kind of game.
Another one of those games that I liked a lot was Parasite Eve.
Yeah, Parasite Eve was so good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a strategy guide for that.
Yeah. It was creepy, but it never got into like they never were super cheap with like the jump scares the way that Resident Evil was, right?
Yeah.
It was just this creepy feeling that went through the entire game. It was so good.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, Chris, I need an adult Evans can relate to that kind of feelings. What is that supposed to mean, soul? I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a lot
Dave
of
is like, oh man, Parasite Eve was so good. Yeah, it was.
So there's actually a lot of old horror influence on this old comic book horror. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys remember, DC used to come out with these books called like Ghosts or Secrets of Haunted House or Haunted Mansion or something like that. And it was like just these cheesy titles, and they would go for like 20 issues, and then they would just change the name. Secrets of, some of them were just called like The Witching Hour, that kind of thing. And it would be a series of like 5 stories. And it was just like these. So in 5 pages, basically 4 or 5 pages, they would have to tell a complete story of, like Tales from the Crypt style kind of stuff. Right.
Yeah.
And so I've tried to make sure, like I've taken that format and I've tried to make sure that in Black as Hell, like there's something significant happening every 3 or 4 pages. Like there is something really important every single time that you turn that page, because I think that's the way that you kind of keep that creepy feeling going, like you did in Silent Hill, is that you make sure that there's some kind of big reveal or some kind of event happening every 3 or 4 pages, because otherwise, you look at how comics have devolved into people sitting around talking about feelings. Like they have destroyed narrative and demonized storytelling because of how they have the mainstream has created these settings that you can no longer use in comics. So yeah. Anyway, I've gone back to the old school of storytelling where they have to tell this entire story within 4 pages, 5 pages, and they were all good. They had mastered that back then. So yeah. And
any advice that any writer gonna give you, it's before you start attacking big stories, you need to master the short stories, because it's the hardest thing. It's like going like, hey, I have a big story, and somebody's gonna go, okay, give me a synopsis. Dude, that's one of the worst things to do. The first time you meet your editor, like, how the fuck do I resume a 20-page or 60-page thing into 1 page?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Hmm.
And I think that's actually something that I used to do for when I had writer's block. Is I would try to write a quick little 3-page story, something totally out of script, and so I actually have like 2 or 3 dozen.
That's how I build the Netverse. The
Yeah,
entire
2 or 3
Netverse.
dozen little side stories that, I mean, any one of them. That's where Legacy came from. Is 2 or 3 dozen side stories that are all like between 3 and 8 pages about. So, yeah, it's I don't know. This is the cool stuff. Like being able to be in a project that you kind of live in. I mean, you live in the story, you live in this universe, right? And I really want Black as Hell to do well. It is a completely self-contained story. There isn't any sequels or prequels that will come from it, unless I want to do like some like expanded thing. But the story itself is, once I'm done Black as Hell, it's moving on to new characters. And so this is a completely self-contained story, 3 books. They're all going to be coming out back to back to back. I'm hoping to have it all done within 1 year. So, and then Legacy is now a side story that's going to be coming along with that. It's 3 books as well, 16 pages each, and that'll be coming out with each chapter of Black as Hell. And it's kind of interesting just to be able to have this passion project moving forward, and especially in a group with like Comicsgate. I mean, that's the magic and beauty of knowing the people that are here and being a part of this group, is that you can work on passion projects, and if you can find an audience for what you want, you can move forward based on vision instead of resources. We so often have these resources that hold us back, and we don't know how to find an artist. We don't know how to get an editor. We don't know how to do a campaign, right? These are things that hold us back. The resources, the knowledge, the information. For some people, it's also the funds, right? And that kind of thing. But Comicsgate, it really is a magical place, because you get to move forward on vision, because we have so many resources and people to draw from in Comicsgate.
Yeah, the networking and the energy is pretty very high.
Hmm. It's very motivating. But like I like to say, we've been through ages, dude, of like being creators in cons, trying to see if people are interested in new IPs, new creation, and all they would ask is, "Do you have a Batman or a Superman?" That
Do
they're
I?
now.
Yeah. Sorry, no, I thought you were asking me a question.
And now that we're at a point where everybody actually, you could be at a con, they'll see your Batman, Superman, and go, "Do you have your own characters?"
Yeah.
I think that's a big, huge step, because we never were able to break that. Not even Image, because Image, it was the names that was driving the thing. It was not,
Well, they had already built a career from
Yeah.
Marvel. So, I mean, when they went to go do their own thing, it's not the same as what we have now. I mean, it is for Ethan, I guess, but and John and Art and them, for some of them. But yeah, for us, I mean, we're building from scratch, from square one, right from scratch.
The consumer had enough, and now they're interested in new creation.
Yeah, exactly.
And finding out what happened to those creators from the big companies throughout the years also kind of opened some people's eyes to be more open to new creation.
Chris Oak says his first comic now will be a gothic horror about an orphan befriending a demon.
Ooh, maybe we can do a crossover, Chris. I like his second comment.
Oh, he says he signed up for Bandito's book. It's a great
Yes.
story. I want to see him do well. Auto backing.
Oh man, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
So
I like Pale Rider's comment too.
I don't see it.
No, of course you don't.
No.
It still says to Sim again with the Batman, Superman, PTSD. What happened to you? Let it all out, dude.
There's a deeper story there.
Sim has like Sim has nightmares of just long lines of people coming up to him and calling.
Do you have Superman and Batman?
What?
What?
A comment or a topic you
Vincent,
hit on a
who's
couple of
that? Is that Batman? Vincent, I want Bruce Wayne. So will this gentleman in the book, will he still have cravings for man flesh?
Well, let's go here. Let me show you. When they look to some of this ancient wisdom, you can see, it's definitely people that are chasing down other people, but there's also some archaic symbols and stuff here. There's more going on than just the physical aspect of, eating and consuming other people's flesh. There's something a little bit more. There's a piece of your soul that ends up being lost from this, and he's looking and realizing that that's something that that's not the bridge he's willing to cross, is to lose his soul in this. So when it comes to there's, what was the original question? I totally lost my train of thought.
Don't worry, it happens a lot on stream.
I was just asking if he still kind of has.
Craving. Yeah,
for
so he was
man flesh.
craving it. So it's not something you just give up. It's not just like, oh, you know what, I like cow now. And there's something about, it's an addiction, or not an addiction. It is a connection that goes beyond simply needing sustenance.
So I'm guessing sometimes it comes back when he's angry.
It's more like it's difficult to be a recovering cannibal. So yeah,
it's kind of like a primal mysticism kind of thing.
Like, gets really pissed at his boss and he goes, I could eat you. That's joking.
Yeah, and then they laugh. Like, yeah, no, I'm really hungry.
Like going up to somebody, pinching them.
And then just looks at him going,
You could shave off some of you right there. Nice cut.
You look juicy.
There were just a couple of kids that made some wrong choices, and now you want to eat your boss.
Just a small town boy.
Yeah.
So we just passed the hour, Chris.
So says, did you say Bloodhound? No, Superman.
No.
Miriam says, I would like to say from a femalish point of view how desperate the man is to fall in love with smelly, wild, hairy, blood-drinking, human flesh-eating creature. I get she has boobs and blonde hair, but
The thing is, I think they fell in love before she turned into that.
Yeah,
right?
She was. This is what she used to be, right? Like, she was just the hometown girl. She used to serve him coffee, and he used to drink the coffee and have pie, and it was a fairy tale.
Next to a tree,
Yeah, exactly. And so it's just, they believed it. The town believed that they were meant to be together. It's just that there was darker things afoot. So it doesn't happen in a day. It's not like she dresses like this to go to work and is this at night. We have a gap. There's a gap of time, and choices were made.
Soldiers with lights. Cannibal Anonymous.
Yeah.
They were just two young teenagers, madly in love, and they hit that rebellious stage, and they just went out and they just got a little nibble, and boom,
you're in.
You fall down that hole. That's what happened.
I know what the gateway is too.
We have Stefani that just joined in. Hello.
Hey, Stefani.
Great to see you, Stefani. I'm so looking forward to Thomas Moira. That book looks amazing.
I'm looking forward to seeing me in it.
Ooh. Got yourself an insert tier.
Yep.
Nice. A draw-in tier. That's what we call it.
Uptown girl, eating guts in her uptown world. I like that one,
Yeah, yeah.
dude. So you're knocking them out of the park today.
Soul Ion.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little seasoning at least. That much meat without pepper? Ooh.
It's raw meat, so I mean the flavor's all there.
David likes the way this story sounds.
Good, 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 good.
And Stefani says, hail, hail.
That's what I like to hear. So far, I've had pretty good reception on this. I've never had anybody be like, that sounds kind of boring. But it's a different thing to be able to say, this is the concept I have, and then to have it in people's hands and looking at it and reading it. I actually fired my editor a while back because he was trying to be super SJW on me. And he was just like, you really can't have, this main character doing this. I was just like, but she's crazy. He's like, yeah, maybe we could dial down the crazy. I was like, no, we're not dialing down the crazy. So
Like, no, she needs to be this crazy.
she
For
needs
the
to be
story.
crazy. Yeah. So, and there's another scene that happens. He's just like, he tried to just veto. He actually was like, I got to veto this. I was just like, you can't pull a veto on me. I mean, it's not your book. And I can't tell what it is. It's a huge reveal, but
Right.
yeah, I was just like, okay, well, I appreciate your time. Here's your pay for all the time that you put in, and we won't be moving forward. So
We're done now.
we're done.
Yeah, I mean, like, you got to be able to do, your vision,
Yeah.
a little bit.
One thing I'm really looking forward to is SJW seeing this and having a real bad time with it. Like I almost want to like send it to like the Renfamouses and the Anitas and just be like, here's something I thought you would like.
Well, if you do that, then they won't cover it. They'll be like, oh, he wants it.
Yeah, I would love that.
Um,
So anyway,
oh no, David says it's like the Long Harbor we never had. Yeah, I wonder whatever happened to that book.
the Long Harbor, what's that?
It's a book.
Isn't
I'm
that
back.
official?
It still ain't out yet.
Oh dear.
That's the fishing one. Like
Well-
the Zulu kind of looking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, like I said, going into the campaign, the book should be done. I actually kind of got my dates wrong. And I was looking to have the campaign start in April. And then I realized that my sign-up page wasn't lining up with the date that I had for the campaign. And so I took down the page, got everyone's emails, and put up another campaign page. And so now I got like 6 months to make sure that everything is done. Everything is going to be done in the book. It doesn't matter. So I don't have to start on April. I want to shoot for that. But if it's not done by then, I'll push the campaign back. I want to make sure that anybody who's backing this, anybody who's getting into this campaign, anybody who wants to, enjoy the entertainment that's going to be coming from this, they know the book is done. So
Yeah, that is a pretty big plus.
yeah. Well, and I don't have that reputation yet, right? Like I don't have,
Yeah.
I haven't
People don't have that confidence in you yet.
Exactly. So we will make sure that we are confidence building because CG needs that. Comicsgate deserves that. So
Yeah, I do like the way the story sounds, and I am glad that you're not letting people kind of diminish your vision that you're trying to build here, because I mean, that's one of the beauties of comics is you can do anything with it. You're not limited.
Yeah.
You can, whatever your vision is, you can just throw in there.
Oh man, do I got a vision. I mean, I don't like talking about the future projects too much. You want to kind of play things close to the chest. But if Black as Hell does exceptionally well, then I have incredibly cool projects that I want to build around this in this universe. This isn't even my favorite story. This is just the most complete. This is the one that I have the most artwork for. Not artwork, but I mean, like, this is the one that I have the most confidence kind of moving forward with, and that kind of stuff, and making any mistakes. So like any mistakes that I'm going to be making on a project, I want to do it with this story. But I mean, like I said, I got 2 or 3 dozen side stories on the go. And but I have 2 other comics that I want to be able to do through this. And I don't know how many issues they're going to be, but 2 or 3 other titles that I want to do. And Black as Hell is just the beginning, you know? So this is my resume. That's what Black as Hell is. Black as Hell is my resume to Comicsgate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you're like, hey, look what I can do.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, Soul saying something. SmilingBandito says, if you commission Katie to... Oh, I don't know what. Oh, Bob missed. Went away. Moving on. Chris Oak says, one thing I have to mention, CG is so super supportive. I left for a couple months for a huge
Sea change.
sea change. What's a sea change? I thought people would take issue with me, but everyone was so supportive. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I noticed that that Mr. Oak had not been posting for a little while there. At least he wasn't showing up in my timeline. So it was good to see you back posting stuff, because your stuff's always awesome to see.
Yeah, I really like Chris's artwork. And I think I'd kind of forgotten. I don't know if he hadn't posted previously when he had been, more prolific. When he had been posting more. Why can't I think of that word? Anyway, when previously when he'd been posting more, I don't remember if maybe he had posted as much of his own artwork or not. But when he came back and posted this a couple pieces, it was like jaw dropping. So really great to see him back.
He says he moves from one side of Oz to the other.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a change. Okay.
And then
Must be a Aussie thing.
he also said that he was saying to Stefania that he was a huge fan of his work, and he says, I'm creating a Brain Cage book myself. Brain Cage, that's
Greg.
That's Greg, right? Yeah. That's a
Greg and Kimo Subway. Kimo Sabi.
Kimo Sabi. Gosh dang it, Sim. We are 2 different people. Get it right.
I know.
I've got to message him. Get him on.
Ooh. That's gonna get serious.
And me and him are gonna have a conversation. I have problems. Chris just posted a Red Brutus. Oh yeah, I just seen that one. Yeah, that's a pretty good piece.
I'll have to go take a look.
Yeah, it was a. I think he said it was an older piece. There. David says Kimosabi and Alpha Male Dude. That's right. Yeah, that Alpha Male guy. He's not hiding in the chat today.
Also named Greg Le Vitre.
Le Vitre.
Le Vitre.
But yes, Soul said, yes, he said, if you commission Katie to do the red dress original art for Black as Hell, it will be finished even faster if she kills those. Yeah. And he says, my brain cage hurts is how I easily remember it, just because it's Greg. My brain cage hurts. Oh, Amy messaged me. But yeah, I am looking forward to this, and interested to see how like the supernatural elements kind of factor into all of this.
Yeah, like I said, it's a little bit low on the supernatural because I really want to make sure the characters have to deal with. Sometimes I don't like it when you can always write yourself out of a problem with a portal opening up. You know, Sometimes it can be used to good effect or whatever, but I like to have things established in a world that's grounded as much as possible. Black as Hell is meant to do that. It's meant to say there's a real world that people physically live in, and people have real problems dealing with shit. And at the end of the day, yes, there is a spiritual element to the things that are going on, but it doesn't solve their problems.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, this is definitely something that you could easily, his situation, you could easily apply it to, more normal real life situations.
What is this, like more of your Disney movie stuff? Like,
Well, just like I said, the whole
dude,
going and being part of like your old life and having it kind of come back into your current life that you've now you're leading in.
Yeah, well, we all have that old friend.
Like, you remember that cat, that dog girl and dog boy in the alley? I'm like, we're all going like, Fritz, that cat. What the fuck are you talking about? No, you meant a dog. It meant dogs. Like, yeah, Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah. Well,
Shut
we all.
Shut up.
I mean, I'm sure he meant something else, and then he realized that he fucked up, and he's like, yeah, Lady and the Tramp. That's it. Yeah, spaghetti. Yeah, exactly what I meant.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, no, we all have that old friend that will be out like with our family or with our girlfriend or something like that, and it's that old, not friend, but old acquaintance that we knew from school, that smelled funny or acted funny or whatever, and they see you from across the parking lot, and it's part of your old life interacting with your new life now, and you're just like, oh shit, this is super awkward. So yeah, it's like that, only with people eating each other. So
it's just kind of those kind of situations, but taken to like an extreme.
Exactly.
Now, I'm curious, does his detective friend know about his past life?
Well, she's definitely finding it out right here. He's like, let me introduce you to my friends.
I've brought you over for dinner.
They know how to put on a good meal. So this is some of my old concept work. So like the characters aren't going to be exactly like this. I've kind of aged them down a little bit. Sorry?
They do look like Wendigos.
Yeah, a little bit. The characters in the background, a little bit. Yeah.
Wendigos, it's the actual myth, legend is the fact that you would become a cannibal. You eat if you eat human flesh too much, you lose your soul and you become a monster. And after that, you pretty much your body's all warped like this. You actually turn into the monster, and you only live for the flesh like a zombie.
Like a ghoul.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I've definitely tried to draw from stories that we all know already. Like this should actually feel a little bit familiar to anybody who's watched enough horror movies and that kind of stuff. It should feel like it's something that's like, ooh, I can recognize what's going on. And then hopefully I take it to places that are maybe a little bit more disturbing or a little bit darker, and story elements that are a little bit, maybe even touch a little bit too close to home for some people. Like I said before, this is meant to be him having to deal with the consequences of his past. And it sounds like, I mean, Chris, you keep going into, it's like, this is just like, all this trauma that I seem to be feeling from my own past with with your Disney movies.
Yeah,
So I mean, like there is meant to be an aspect, a lot of this that is meant to be familiar. It's meant to
maybe
draw people in.
maybe
So,
it's also linked to the red dress phenomenon. We never know.
yeah, I mean, maybe that's not blood on the ground for Chris. It's like all he sees is a red dress.
Yeah, this is triggering me right now. Let me tell you.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
The tournament
that's Black
red
as hell.
dress. All the people around me.
I don't know. That Wendigo does look a bit like you.
Still saying there's just one thing that's worse than a ghoul, a French ghoul.
I've known a few French ghouls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't Chris don't care.
But yeah, definitely
So-
sign up if you haven't already. Sign up for the email because I mean you're getting 16 pages for free with your order. So when you back the campaign,
I was gonna point out. See, that's the phase I was telling you about, Chris, when he gets into that zone.
yeah.
You saw it, right?
Yeah. That's why I suddenly started talking. Like, oh, we're not going to get anything from Chris for that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're hitting the hour 30. We're an hour 20 minutes in. It's 1:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Chris is going
I
into
should be
brain
in bed by
saving
now.
mode. He's going to energy saving mode.
I should have been in bed by now. But I still got a lot to do after we get off here. It'll be a while before I get some sleep. I do like this piece though. It looks really cool.
Doodlebags is such a great artist.
But it is like a big change though from, that like detective grounded thing to like a more
much
fantasy or superhero kind of look there.
Yeah, I like his. I like that you see a European influence in his art, and I like it a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, like this is her. This is that character.
It's. Do you know Loisel, the guy that did the Peter Pan thing, or oh man, I was talking about that book. His name is Louis Loisel, and he did the Peter Pan for adult thing.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that.
Oh,
That's
check it
interesting.
out.
I
Mhm.
need to check it out.
He has that.
Peter
He
Pan
has a
for
style that
adults.
reminds me of it. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's technically the a more fantasy version of like Hook. You could say a bit like Hook,
Okay.
like an older version. Check it out. It was very yeah.
All right, let's see here. I'll show myself out. Oh, I think Chris Oak is getting confused from all we keep saying Chris. It's probably confusing him.
Yeah, he said it before. Too many Chris in here.
Yeah.
Oh, he's leaving Chow for now. Oh, okay. Later, Mr. Oak.
Hey Sim, so like Sim, what the hell? Can you go one stream without babbling Franco-Belgium name nonsense?
And the answer is no.
Let's trigger them. Meta Baron.
Get out, Sam. No. We're not going on about meta parents for like another hour in this stream.
There you go.
Enough of that.
So yeah, people, don't forget to like, sub, and subscribe.
Yes, please. And sign up for Black as Hell.
Yep, you'll get a free comic with your purchase.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Can't complain with getting a free physical comic too.
Yeah. That's a big thing. Like I'm fronting obviously everything, making sure everyone's paid before the campaign even starts. I'm not necessarily. I mean, because it takes time. It takes time to get the word out, build an audience. Have a couple campaigns under your belt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily looking for this first campaign to be, the one that is super profitable. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that it breaks even. I'm hoping that it pays for itself. Everything is geared towards it being as successful as possible. But really, this is about making sure that, Comicsgate is treated right. They should be able to have as much content as they possibly can get. It's hard to compete against somebody like Ethan. I'm in a position right now where I can put this comic book together and have it ready to go and find out how much interest we can get from it. And then the campaigns after that, maybe I'll have to gear it towards, how many people are signing up in the first campaign and that kind of thing. But for this first campaign, it's about treating Comicsgate right. So, hopefully then that sets the standard and that creates, the direction that this book ends up, being able to move forward with. But it's got at least 3 campaigns that it's going to have to go through. And by the 3rd campaign, when people start reading the story, like I'm super excited to see how they respond. I'm super excited to see, how much they like it, or, if they critique it, they critique it. But I'm excited for people to want to be a part of Black as Hell.
Now, if this does go successful and everything, your 3 volumes here, are you going to do like a trade paperback?
I really want to make sure that the backers have something special. So I don't want it to be where I put it together in a trade paperback. Like, I don't want it to be where I sell this book for $20 and then like each issue for $20.
Yeah.
And I put together a trade paper and that sells for $20. Like, I feel like that would be a huge disservice to Comicsgate. I definitely don't want to be in a situation like Brett Weiser's or whatever. And I've been watching everyone's campaigns and learning what they've done right and done wrong. So once all 3 books are out, I will want to do something that is a collected work, but I really want to make sure that it doesn't take away from people who have been backing it all along the way. I don't want it to be where they have put in $60 or $80 or something like that for 3 campaigns. And now I put out a book that's all of it together and it's only $40, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that to them. I'm not going to do that to anybody. I want to make sure that, they have something special. And then when it comes time to put it all together, I want to make sure that there's a reason. There's a reason for people to want to buy it, and not because it's the cheap edition.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why I didn't put the price up when I did the Tellson and Adverse. Bloodhound was $25 for 80-page black and white, and the other one's full color. It's more expensive, but you don't want to up the price too much. You're trying to keep it competitive, and
yeah, being competitive in Comicsgate is hard because you're competing against other creators who they've set their prices and that kind of thing, but you're also competing against the market and like.
But it's also the more you grow, the more you hope that eventually you'll be able to charge less.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. I don't know. I'm hoping to set a price that's really. Yeah, I don't know. I really want to make sure that everyone gets their money's worth. I mean, that's another reason that this book is.
That's
free
why
everybody signs up. I mean,
that's why I try to stay between the 60 and something page, like plus 60 plus, like the European model, because to me, the European model kind of justifies the $25. That's
I hear what you're saying with that. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know what it's going to look like after these 3 campaigns and after I get these books out. I'm doing something really cool for the cover. So I mean, like, people definitely want to be a part of it. But
did you say how many pages it was?
48. It's 48 pages. So each one is definitely going to be at least 48 pages, depending upon the story. I think the middle book might actually have to be a little bit more. But definitely it's going to be at least 48 pages. And then, of course, plus the 16 if you sign up for the email. So, and back to the campaign.
So you're going to get your money's worth.
That's the hope.
Yep.
And I got a couple other neat little things I'm going to be putting in. It's going to be 48 pages. Let me rephrase that. It's 48 pages of story. And then, of course, like I said, I'm as much as I can afford, I'm going to be putting other artists' work and that kind of stuff in there, just to make it. I want this to be as cool as possible.
Yeah.
And I don't know about like extra features and stuff like cards or bookmarks or anything like that. There will be some swag that goes along with it, but the book has to have the value. So
Yeah, I was the whole like like putting it in like a big trade is kind of like a double-edged sword because on the one hand, like I guess if you've missed out on the floppies, it's nice to have some way of getting caught up. But on the other, like I know, like I've backed books, and it's like you said, you pay like $20 each, and then like after all that, they put out a trade. It's like $20 just for all three, and it's like, well, if I just would have waited, I could have got all of it for that much cheaper. Like, well, why did I just do that? It feels like you got burned a little in a way. Like,
oh, totally.
They got the book cheaper than me.
Well, and you look at the Brett Weisers that they put out, like the book at Walmart is $5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so
cheap.
it's like you get. I know it's like. Is there 3 issues or 4 issues that are supposed to go?
I think it's supposed to be 3 issues, and that would make 15, and that's still like way less than what the backers.
$15 to get the entire story and no shipping cost, and it's like,
and you can't even claim to be the first printing anymore.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It'll be the first printing of the trade.
Yeah. So I mean, like backers there's no way for the backers not to get screwed over unless they do something amazing and do like some sort of hardcover embossed foil. Every single page is got gold.
And send maybe a copy of each floppy issue with the trade. Something like that.
I don't know. There's no salvaging that situation as far as I'm concerned for the backers.
Yeah, no. The trust and everything is gone.
It's gone. Yeah. So, I want to make sure that
the book should never hit any store before they hit your goddamn backers.
Oh, period. Of course. Yeah. And I don't want it to be where I have a 4th campaign that has everything collected and it's cheaper than everyone helping back it leading up to that. So there is I don't know how I'm going to make that work, but I mean, it is top priority that these books, Black as Hell, Strong as Death, Sweet as Love, these books are going to be something people want to show. And it's not where it's like they just have the trade paper that it's like sitting on the shelf. Like I want it to be on everyone's shelf, but I want these 3 books to be something where people are, they pull them out. It's like when you see Heels and Nerdrotic going through their comic collection, they're reboarding and bagging, and they'll hold up certain issues. I want Black as Hell to be one of those issues, to be like, they're like flipping through, and they're like, ooh, I remember when I got this. It needs to have that feel. It needs to be that special. And if I do anything after the fact that takes away from that, I'm only doing a disservice to, myself and to the customer. So, yeah.
Let's see. So saying the collected edition should come wrapped in a red dress. That would ensure backer confidence.
There it is. The red dress tier. That's what it's going to be.
So I don't think that would make people feel confident about the product. So.
Oh, they would know that they're aware of the deep, dark stories of CG. So that would kind of like. I'm just fucking joking.
The deep lore.
Yeah.
No one needs a red dress tier ever.
It's like the sequin handshake. If people know about the red dress, they're CG.
Yeah. It's going to be funny. I've been thinking about where CG is going to be going and stuff, and I look at how RT Bear gets on and he talks about the stories of his old school stuff, and you get Vinny talking about the stories from his career. Mm-hmm. And I look forward to that being us.
Yeah.
where we're telling these stories. Oh man, I remember when I was talking to Sim, blah blah blah, and then someone's going to be in the chat. It's going to be Pale Rider or Soul Iron or something, be like that, and they're like, I still didn't get my red dress tier,
Yeah.
you know. And I look forward to that, man. You know, we're
Can
building
you
some.
imagine in 10 years, like we meet at a con, remember the red dress? Like, yeah, and we're a bunch of, hey, did you guys see Chris? Chris walks in cosplaying in a red dress.
You know what you need to do, Sim?
What?
You need to do like red dress pins or something. And for people who sign up to the channel, I don't know how many subs you got.
Mhm.
You know,
Not that many.
you know what? If you get to 1,000 subs, you have to do a red dress pin.
There you go. You know what we'll do? If we reach 1,000 subs, right? We'll commission fucking 6 a.m. to do the red dress sticker, and everybody gets one.
Yes. Well, no, do a red dress pin, and then for people who sign up to the channel,
Mhm.
they can get a red
Yeah.
dress pin, just like they got. And because I mean, like if they sub to the channel, it's paying for the pin, right?
Yep.
And so just like the orange koala pins, we'll have the Kino Subway red dress pin.
Like, you know, people are giving stickers for when they subscribe to their channel, right? So you do the red, and you make a little red dress icon. Ooh, red dress.
Yeah.
When it's going to the
I think we've seriously pained Chris.
How does that membership thing work? Like you
what-
gotta
Hmm?
the membership thing. Is that what you're talking about?
when you get monetized. Yeah.
When you get monetized.
Oh, so you just gotta be monetized to do
Yeah,
that?
so you got to get to 1,000 1,000 subs.
And you have to activate it because you don't have to. It's not something that happens automatically. You can decide to not activate it. And
Huh.
But if we can get you to 1,000 subs, you have to guarantee a red dress pin.
Well, I don't have to worry about that.
Hey, if
that a yes?
you motivate your
Is
chat,
that a
motivate
yes?
your chat, they will make it happen.
Sure. If it happens, sure.
Oh
But
my
I don't
gosh.
I have to worry about it.
Okay, no, but say it properly. Say it.
Yeah.
What?
You have to say it. If we reach 1,000 sub,
You
If
will
we
do a
reach
red
it-
dress pin sign
Okay,
up.
if we reach 1,000 subs, we'll do a red dress pin sign up thing.
Yes.
there you go. Done, guys.
I don't have to worry about that. Paul saying, I wonder if Chris would want a music box with him instead of dancer inside when you open it up.
The Rider's already in it. He goes, I love it. Red dresses all over the place.
Ding, 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 ding. With like the little ballerina. That would be
Chris
great.
is saying,
That would be
anyone paying
fun.
for a bust?
Soul say it's a sound quality going back to Edgar on post the mask of the red dress. That's funny. And he says, our sister channel. Oh, hey, Red Valkyrie has memberships now. That's cool. I haven't got to watch them in a while. That's great
The
that
red
they've
dress.
gotten it.
The red dress action figure will have the red tassel under the dress.
Lord.
The figure can have Sim's nipple
Ooh.
stickers or whatever on it.
Ooh. Red dress. We have Kino Subway red dress and Sim nipple stickers.
Here's that you and Sim have to cosplay too to get on their level. No need for variety. It's
like I inflicted to all my creation. Might as well live it myself. I did think of doing that stupid thing where, on the next campaign, going, here's the pasties and free sketch for anybody that gets their girlfriend.
Oh dear.
Sim's just trying to get free lewds.
Ooh. A worthy goal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, you got to share them with Mr. Feed.
Dude, you know what they say. There's no Buddha way of promoting things.
Lord. So I've already agreed to the pins. Now you're trying to get cosplay.
Yeah, one step at a time. One step at a time.
Dude, we're not copying them. We're being ourselves. We're doing the red dress thing. It's their stick. Come on.
Yeah. What do I look like here? What's he saying? He says, ouch, I just got brain freeze from the Sim nipple stickers comment. Thanks, Bandito.
Easiest part of my day.
Oh, Lordy. Alrighty. Well, I have to start wrapping this up.
Yep.
I have things I got to get done. And I also got to eventually get some sleep.
Well, your chat has been fantastic. I really appreciate Soul Ion posting the links. The conversation has been really good. You guys are awesome in here. And it's great to see Katie hanging out. And, cheers to everyone. Chris Oak, Pale Rider, you guys have been fantastic.
And people can find you where?
So my name is Michael Sherwood, or SmilingBandito, wherever social media reaches. I will be doing some stuff on my own channel as well. So if you want to sign up for that, there is, I guess, I got to give you guys a link if I'm going to say that.
Yeah, I didn't put it in the description.
Yeah. Let's see here. My channel. Look to the dawn for my return. Whoops. Sure, I got the right link. And
dang it, I didn't put up the banner. Oh man, I'm not professional today.
I am SmilingBandito wherever social media reaches. My name is
You're on Facebook, Twitter. Are you on Minds as well? You're
on Minds. I'm on. I guess I'm not SmilingBandito on Facebook yet. I might have to go grab that right away. I'm on Minds. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. Black as Hell is on Facebook. It's all the old campaign stuff, but I mean, eventually I'm going to be utilizing that to remind people that their SJW safe space isn't so safe. And yeah, and I just put my link in the private chat if you guys want to put it in the public. One of you guys want to put it in the public chat. Because yeah, I will be doing some really cool content. I personally don't think, like, I like doing these chat shows where we come on and talk about our projects and that kind of stuff, or get to hear the passion of the creators. But I think we've gotten a little too self-absorbed, and we've been talking about the problems that we face as creators. And a lot of the shows have kind of been a little bit too much crying, I think. And creators need to buckle up and actually be creators and do something interesting and fun. And talk about things outside of just making comic books. So my channel,
it's about geeking out, going back to the root, what inspires us and stuff like that. Yeah.
And I love that stuff too. Like, we get to come in here and talk, and it's just like the comic book shop. I mean, it's an often used.
Yeah, that's why I started. That's why we did this, and that's why I'm doing the doodle and chill. It's just we don't no drama, no nothing. We just chill out and geek out about movies, series, or
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, if we're wrapping up.
Yep. So don't forget, like, sub this channel. Don't forget to go sign up to SmilingBandito's mailing list and check out Tales on an Adverse.
Yes.
Thanks everybody for joining us, except for Pale Rider.
Hail. Hail and well met. Thank you, everybody.
And like they said, please like and subscribe if you're new, and do sign up for this mailing list so you can get that book when you're back, that free book. That's a hell of a deal. Thanks, of course, Mr. SmilingBandito, for joining us. Thanks, Mr. Sim, for keeping this thing on track. And thanks, Soul, for making my life miserable.
Being the best, the best chat co-host ever.
Absolutely.
Love everybody, and we will see you all again on the next one.
Later.
Later.